What if the moment that you feel like quitting something is actually the moment that you are closest to a breakthrough? I heard about this concept called the dip about a year ago. It really intrigued me, but it didn't really apply to me at the time, so I forgot about it. Until recently, a few weeks ago in fact, I realized, hold on, I think I am in the dip. You see, I've been posting weekly on YouTube for most of 2025. This is a goal that I set for myself to be as consistent as I possibly could with this channel. This is actually the most consistent and the most frequently I have ever posted in the life of my channel, which is about 4.5 years old now. I've been doing everything by the growth playbook, yet my channel has been super stagnant in the last 6 months. It's frustrating, it's incredibly humbling, and it's also what is called the dip. And it's a term that has been coined by Seth Godin. Admittedly, I did not learn about the concept of the dip through Seth Godin's book, but rather this YouTube video, which I highly recommend you watch. So if you are creating something, building something, whatever it is that you are chasing, if you feel like that is not quite paying off yet and you feel the doubts creeping in, you're this close to giving up, this video is for you. I'm going to show you how I am currently navigating and embracing the dip and how you can do it too. So what exactly is the dip? It's a term coined by Seth Godin, and it's basically the moment in any journey where things get harder, progress slows, and you start to doubt everything. You've put in the work, but the results aren't showing up. The novelty has worn off. The grind kicks in, and you wonder, should I just stop? Maybe you've even had a bit of a taste of success, of growth, but now it's stagnating, perhaps it's even declining. You thought you had made it, but that was just a teaser. The reality is that this is where most people stop. They stop in the dip. And it's not because they are not capable. It's not because you are not capable if you are considering stopping in the dip, but it's because they don't realize that the dip is actually a test. And I actually believe this about many things in life. Any time that I'm going through something challenging or difficult, and I feel like I'm almost further away from what it is that I want, I now tell myself that this is a test of my character, my patience, if I really, really want the thing that I think I want. And in the same way, your dip is the test. So you have to push through because often what is waiting on the other side is the breakthrough. And isn't that just so exciting to think about? And I don't know about you, but the idea of getting through that dip is what ultimately excites me so, so much. So let me tell you the story about my dip. I also encourage you to share your dip stories in the comments below. And yeah, let's hear each other out and let's make sure we all know that we are not alone. And if you are going through the dip, then in fact, you are probably doing something pretty freaking cool. So as I mentioned, I have been posting weekly on my YouTube channel for 2025. The majority of 2025, definitely not from the 1st of January. I have pushed myself to be consistent. There are times where I am filming videos at midnight. I am staying up until 1 or 2 a.m. if I have to publish that video. Sometimes it's a little bit late, but I, for the most part, get that video out every single week. It's also meant that I don't allow myself to be a perfectionist because I told myself consistency is more important than getting the video perfect. I've also experimented with new topics, new styles of videos, new ways in which I speak in my videos, new backgrounds, new formats. I've even set up a whole back-end workflow for how I go through the process of coming up with an idea, organizing and prioritizing those ideas. I got myself an editor who has been super, super helpful in actually making sure that I am able to publish weekly. But my growth has stalled. For the first time in 4 years, my subscriber growth is actually on the decline. So I'm definitely still gaining subscribers, but at a much, much slower rate. And let me tell you, the YouTube app is not shy about shoving that in your face. And it's something that's really hard to ignore. It's really hard not to feel discouraged when you feel like you've finally got yourself set up, not only to do the best work in terms of the content, in my case, the videos that I'm publishing, but I've also done a lot to invest in my system for making sure when work gets busy, when life gets busy, what other commitments I have going on, that this still remains a priority and I get it done. I also know this is by no means a reflection of my channel. This is the dip. And it's not the first one that I've faced. I posted my first YouTube video back in November 2020, and it took me until January 2022 to hit 1,000 subscribers. That was after 35 videos and 6 shorts. Now that I'm looking back at this and I've compared this to other channels that are now incredibly successful, I realized that 35 videos is actually not that much to get to 1,000 subscribers. I've seen some channels who have posted 100, 200 plus videos before they hit that 1,000 subscribers. So everything makes sense in hindsight when you look at it, but of course when you are going through it, it feels like you're never going to get to that milestone. I think it then took me a further maybe 6 to 8 months to actually hit monetization, which requires a certain number of watch hours. But that first couple of years was slow, but I was also really ad hoc in my approach to how I was posting on the channel. I was posting whatever I wanted, whenever I wanted. I wasn't looking at the data. I was just going purely off how I felt. There were months where no one was watching my videos. There were months where I would get 10 views. I would get 2 subscribers. There were also months where I would take down videos that I had poured hours and hours of blood, sweat, and tears into producing. But eventually, things started picking up. And that is because effort compounds, consistency compounds, and you gain a lot of momentum by continuing to take small steps. Now, let's be real, YouTube is hard. That's why not a lot of people start YouTube channels. And if they do, which I'm sure a lot of people do, it's why they don't stick to it. Because if it was easy, everyone would certainly be doing it. But I know that I signed up for the hard and I signed up for the long haul. I have no big short-term goals for my YouTube channel. I am not here to try and hit 1 million subscribers or have videos go viral. In fact, I want the opposite of my videos going viral. I want my videos to have slow, organic, consistent growth. I want my channel to be sustainable and I want to build a community for the long term. And every time I'm in the dip, I need to remind myself that I am not chasing anything in the short to even medium term. My goal right now is to just focus on what I can input to the channel and not necessarily focus on the output. But I know that none of my long-term goals would be possible if I was to quit now. So that's my dip story, my mindset navigating through the dip, and really the story about my channel and my aspirations for it. Now, let's talk specifically about how I am navigating the dip. So number 1 is acknowledgement and knowing that I am where I am and naming it, coining the term, knowing that I'm in the dip, knowing what I am currently going through and the phase at which I am at with my channel has made the biggest difference. You do have to sit there and force yourself to analyze and evaluate why you are where you are. Now, this could be because you've made some wrong moves. It could be because, in my case, I'm ignoring the data and I'm not giving the audience what they want. There are so many reasons, but you do have to be real with yourself and you have to truly, honestly evaluate why you are where you are. Now, I personally believe that I am in the dip. There could be some chance that actually my channel has no future and I've got it all wrong and I should really just go back to posting exactly the types of videos that I did in the first few years of my channel's life. Absolutely, there's a chance that that's true, that I will eventually attract the right audience for the new types of content that I want to post. And I will eventually find what I want that brand to be. Having the awareness and the acknowledgement around where you are at is also acknowledging that you know this is a temporary phase and it's not permanent. And knowing that something is not permanent, which really what is permanent, really helps you because you know that there's going to be a day, whether it's a few weeks or a few months or even a few years from now, you're going to look back and you are going to be out of this. Now, don't get me wrong. I definitely went through the period of time where I was like in denial. I was frustrated. I was grumpy and I just didn't want to accept that I wasn't where I wanted to be with my YouTube channel and my YouTube journey. And then I realized that there is no point being frustrated about it because I can actually look at this more productively, look at it in a constructive way. And that is also likely to get me much further than just feeling down in the dumps about it. But if you do go through that down in the dumps moment, just know that that is also normal. And perhaps it's a really good place to get to so that you can get all those emotions out. Okay. Number 2 is that I made a non-negotiable commitment to myself. I've already talked about this, but I committed to making a video every single week. And not only did I commit to publishing that video, but that was supported by the fact that I needed a non-negotiable routine or working system to enable me to post that video. So I also invested in setting myself up for success that way. From everything that goes into ideation, to scripting, to filming, to then editing and eventually posting. Also, time management, my schedule for the week. There are so many other things that go into making sure you can and will post that video every single week. So I invested in that non-negotiable routine. So it's not about the algorithm. It's not about the growth metrics or any of the numbers. It's about keeping a commitment that I made to myself. How often do we stick to the commitments that we make to other people, but we do not stick to the commitments that we make to ourselves? The commitments we make to ourselves are often the first ones that we let slide. And if nothing good happens, at least I can look back and say, wow, I said I was going to do something for a certain period of time and I did it. And that in itself is going to create so many good habits for me. It's going to help me grow in ways that I don't even know. And there are ways in which I will improve as a creative, as a creator, as a human being that I will not get if I don't just stick to this commitment that I've made. And so I do sometimes put aside the goals that I have for this channel long term and just think, no, for now, I've just made a 12-month commitment to myself. I'm going to stick to it. At the end of the 12 months, we will come back and we will reevaluate whether I want to keep doing that or if I want to switch something up. This kind of reminds me of when you make a decision for future you. It's like laying your clothes out on your bed, your workout clothes, the night before. So in the morning, you don't have to think about whether you're going to go to the gym. You already made that decision. So you get up and you put your clothes on and you go. Similarly, when I did my marathon last year, I wrote up a training plan. The workouts were scheduled for, 4 or 5 days a week. And there was no thinking about it. It was, this workout needs to happen today. And that is simply it. And in the same way, and I have applied that same system to posting non-negotiable every single week on YouTube. Number 3, I love this one. And this is that I see every video as a new chance. There are 52 weeks in the year. To me, that means there are 52 opportunities for something amazing to happen to my YouTube channel, for some amazing opportunity to come my way, for someone to find my channel who's never seen it before. Any video that I post could change everything. Any video that I post could make all of the previous videos that I've posted that maybe not many people watched worth it. And if you just think about whatever next step, whatever next action you need to take, as who knows what might come of it, right? It might not be posting on YouTube for you or creating content for you. But what if you took that next step? What if you reached out to that person? What if you wrote that blog? What if you booked that ticket? Whatever it might be, that one single step, which for me, that one single video being posted could change the whole game. And that excites me so much that I could be in the deepest, darkest dip that is going to keep me going. Number 4 is that I am doubling down. I am not backing off. Now, because I'm in the dip, I could slow down. I could take things easy. I could really play it safe. However, I've decided that I'm going to actually really lean in. This is the season for me to sharpen my skills, test new ideas, deepen my message, work on my communication skills, improve the workflow that I've set up for producing a video. So while the dip is uncomfortable, it's also an opportunity to experiment, to grow, to test things, to really earn the momentum that I want to have long term. Basically, the way I sometimes think about it is, okay, if there aren't that many eyeballs on my videos right now, maybe I'll give this obscure topic a video a go. Maybe I will talk about this thing. Or maybe if this video isn't actually that good because I had to rush it, I'll post it anyway. It doesn't matter too much because there's not that many people who are going to watch it. And through pushing myself week on week on week to come up with new ideas, to improve the way that I speak, to basically just try something different, I, at the very least, am growing and I'm learning. And the accumulation of all of this trial and error is ultimately going to lead to something incredible. And I know that for a fact. And this is another reason why doubling down, not backing off, is one of the reasons I'm loving the dip. I feel like most people are going to ease off when things get hard. But I was like, you know what? No, let's actually go harder. And number 5 is that I am studying others who have pushed through. This is not just YouTube creators, but entrepreneurs. I admire people who have gone through I need to stop saying the dip, who have gone through this exact moment. Now, my moment is not comparable to anyone else's moment, but what I mean to say is there are people who have almost given up, who have been in that slump, who have been this close to giving up, who have had challenges, who have had things constantly go wrong, but we just see them here because we see that success now. That it's about looking at what they went through to get there. And there are so many stories of this. Whether they're business owners, startup founders, investors who lost all their money, or creators and big channels on YouTube, they kept showing up. There are so many channels now that we wouldn't even know about if they stopped in their dip. And so it kind of reminds me that what I'm going through is not a red flag. It's not weird. It's not bad. In fact, it's kind of normal. It's almost like this rite of passage. If other people can navigate this and come out the other side, why can I not do the same? And why can you not also do the same? And those are probably the top 5 ways in which I am currently navigating and truly embracing the dip. I'm so sorry for the number of times I have said the dip in this video. I just want you to know that you are not alone. You are not done. You need to keep going because you are this close from breakthrough. Your breakthrough could be hitting some metric or target that you have for yourself. Your breakthrough could be connecting with someone that brings you immense opportunity. Your breakthrough could be in your inner self-growth. Whatever that breakthrough is for you in whatever the thing is that you are chasing, please do not stop. Especially if you think what you are trying to do is worth it and it is taking you to where you want your life to be. I think that is especially important for you to keep going. Of course, there are going to be things that you try and do that maybe you're just forcing unnecessarily, and you obviously need to go through the process of figuring out, okay, am I just being stupid now for pushing through this? Or is this something that I should keep trying for? And Seth Godin in his book does give you a bit of a criteria for how you should think about whether you do or you don't keep going. I should have mentioned that at the start. But yeah, keep going if this is the thing that you want. And those are some of the ways in which I am currently embracing my dip. I did forget to mention that Seth Godin does talk about the fact that not all challenges and difficulties and setbacks that you go through are temporary or will warrant you pushing through. So he has a series of questions you can ask about what you're navigating, and then that will help to determine what type of scenario you have, and then accordingly you can decide, okay, yeah, no, I think this is definitely worth me pushing through. But you want to make sure you're doing that for the right things and that you're saying no and getting rid of the wrong things. That's the most important thing, and ultimately you are the only person who can make that decision. So with all that being said, thank you so much for watching if you got this far. I am still here. I'm going to keep going. You will see me post a video every single week on YouTube for the duration of 2025. If not beyond that, we will reevaluate in December. I'm going to keep creating. I'm going to keep showing up. I'm going to keep trusting that this will all work out and make sense in the long term. And if you are here too, I hope you keep going if that is the right thing for you to do. Because if we can push through this, we don't just build a YouTube channel. We don't just build a business. We don't just build a dream. We actually build belief in ourselves that we can get through whatever it is that we are ultimately trying to do. And I think that above all is so incredibly important. So thank you again for watching if you got this far, and I will see you in my next video. Don't forget to comment what dip you are navigating. If you enjoyed this video, what you took away from it, I'd love to cheer you on, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.